bus grabbed her arm and scratched her. She showed CPSW a scratch on underneath the top of her right arm. The scratch was red, approximately 3 centimetres long. She reported SCA teachers were on the bus, but they did not witness the incident. She stated that the guard was a local Nauruan. Other information, CSPW telephoned X, who confirmed that refugee was interacting with the guard at the back of the bus. They did not witness the incident, advised that the school...
31st of January. On Saturday, January the 31st at 9:20, while in the gym, refugee began talking to me about his daughter. He said she is not eating, her hair is falling out, she is staying in her room, and something about her eyes changing. He said that she sometimes sees things, but it's not getting any better. He asked me if I could go and talk with her about it. I told him I will speak to their CM about it. Further into the conversation, he mentioned she was sometimes having very small amounts of food. Previous interactions on this matter had been in regards to weight loss. NB risk rating and incident type changed by Wilson's.
There was an incident involving aggressive, abusive behavior demonstrated by 2 minors who originally opened the gym gate and ran in to check on the water and start playing in the gym. They were informed by SCA staff member that the gym is unsafe for children and asked 3 times to leave. Children ignored these instructions and continued to start playing on gym equipment that is unsafe for children. During this time, another SCA adult recreation staff member arrived to assist. As a measure of safety, the children were walked out by holding their upper arms and not using any unnecessary or excessive force. While the children were on the outside of the gate, officer began to explain to them why children are unable to access the gym. Child told officer to fuck off and threw handfuls of stones at him. Officer meant immediately to speak with...
Whilst I was walking towards the bus stop, I observed a young child walking ahead of me towards what appeared to be an incident involving a number of guards. I think observed an asylum seeker being escorted towards me, and he had blood streaming down his face. I quickly grabbed the child and assisted his mother in shielding him from seeing the man being escorted away by the guards. I then continued to walk towards the bus stop, where I observed an asylum seeker being held by guards. The asylum seeker was clearly distressed, yelling and speaking in Farsi. There were a significant number of security staff present during the incident. However, I did not cite any attempts to move a number of young children away who were witnessing this incident. I was told by another asylum seeker that a number of children had observed the entire incident occurring, including an asylum seeker bashing his head with rocks, which resulted in the blood on his face.
He also went outside the camp, fencing, and started to walk up the hill saying, "I'm going to jump off or to die." SCA staff talked him down from the hill, although he remained outside the fence, and continued to talk him off self-harm. He acquired some steel from a broken chair and sharp wire from the fence. He put the wire in his pocket. Security requested he return inside the fence. He left the area. 4th of October. Refugee. Stated to this CM, "If one person goes to Cambodia, I will kill myself. Everyone will kill themselves." Refugee reported that his opinion of the mood in the camp is worse than his previously. Refugee reported that he will continue to participate in peaceful protests at night in the camp.
From the peaceful protest in the centre due to fear that it could become bad. He said that he had heard that approximately 20 women planned to commit suicide but did not know when. 10th of October. Child refugee stated to teacher that she felt that there was no God and life was not good. 10th of October. Refugee stated that he was angry with DIBP's options for resettlement, Nauru and Cambodia. He stated that if he was put into Nauru community, he would burn it down. The 10th of October. Child refugee was seen by workers walking unaccompanied near the security checkpoint near the exit of Area 9. She was distressed and failed to respond to teacher. This is very out of character of her. 11th of October.
Last night he woke me in the middle of the night and asked her to make him some food. My mess was now closed. She then became very angry and stated that one day when you are not here, I'm going to take a razor and cut my whole body. Then stated that I'm going to cut myself so deep as I want to die. He then stated that you guys are killing me slowly, so I will just kill myself now. He has said that he is frustrated and stressed and that he can't take it anymore. I've advised that son has changed significantly over the past few weeks, and he is now withdrawn and does not engage with anyone, does not attend school, and triggered very easily. Mother and I discussed a safety plan to ensure immediate well-being, in that she had already removed and or hidden all sharp items that could be used to harm himself.
He was being serious, and she stated that she thought he was, and that he was currently in the tent, and I could speak with him now about it. I spoke to him, and he stated quite clearly that he wanted to kill himself, that he had been thinking about this for some time, and that he and his friends had talked about it, and all of them wanted to kill themselves. I asked why he was thinking of doing this, and he told me that he and all the others in the camp were very tired, and that he just wanted to finish it. I asked him if he'd thought about how he might do it, and he asked me if I knew about the girl who had swallowed washing powder and how she was very sick now. I asked him if he was thinking of doing something like that, and he said yes, and that he would do it when no one was looking and not expecting it. I explained to him that it was part of my role to try and keep him safe, and if there was anything I could do right now for him to keep him safe. And he stated no, he was just feeling very tired.
4th of November. During a casework discussion with a refugee, she reported to her case manager that she was tired of living her life in prison. She reported that she is currently very unwell and suffering from constant pain that the International Health and Medical Service will not treat effectively. She stated that she has taken herself off all her medication over the last week, and if she becomes more unwell and dies, then this would be the fault of the medical service and immigration. She further stated that if they do not receive an answer from immigration soon, she will kill herself. First she would kill her son, and then she would kill herself, having guards on her door who will not stop her. She reported that she will not hurt herself like the other people in camp recently have, but she will kill herself so that the whole of Australia will know. During the casework discussion, the case manager managed to calm her down with over an hour of discussion. She was not interested in attempting to make another referral to medical service for follow-up. However, she was able to write complaint to the Department of Immigration with her current concerns, which assisted in enabling her to stay calm. Furthermore, during the end of the conversation, she was able to state that her son meant the world to her and that she was only hanging in there for him.
At 1400 hours yesterday, a refugee approached a caseworker and asked to speak with her. He then expressed very serious concerns in relation to his wife's mental health, based on the following key factors. She is speaking about ending her life on a daily basis. She has previously attempted this 4 months ago. At this time, the couple were together and she left to go to the toilet, where she took an overdose of medication before returning to her husband. She is saying, "This time is different to before. This time I want to kill myself in a way that I never wake up." She has been saying to others that she cannot live like this anymore and that she has no patience left for the life on Nauru. She is currently taking 40 milligrams of medication for mental health, however often takes an increased dose in an attempt to help her sleep.
In the common area. He was upset. His son had just been diagnosed with TB. He and others were very angry and were asking why the medical service was not testing everyone for TB, as it will continue to spread. The father was extremely upset, yelling he had told IHMS his son was unwell for the past 6 months and nothing had been done. A crowd of asylum seekers gathered around the table and they were all becoming increasingly angry. The father told everyone they need to complain together, as individual complaints don't do anything. December 4th. A child stated to a child protection support worker that she needed to go to the medical service to take medication, as if she did not do this, her mother would hit her. She was crying.
At 1800 hours, a refugee stated to case manager and Farsi interpret that a cultural advisor for Wilson Security visited her today, and when she stated that she felt sick and very bad, she reported that this was in relation to her rape in camp. The cultural advisor stated the following: "Why? Things that happen to you are as common as going to the bathroom or eating food. Rape in Australia is very common and people don't get punished. If that happened to you, why didn't you scream at the time? You have to take it out of your head if you go into Nauru, then the perpetrator could be your neighbour, or you could fly to be on the next plane next to you. You also have to teach your son to treat this man nicely. There are no charges being brought against this man. This was something normal and very common. The refugee reported that this following conversation she felt very sick and wanted to hit her head, describing that it had been re-traumatizing. She stated that she did not want the advisor to come near her anymore. She also reported this incident to a Wilson security staff member who informed her to recount this incident to her case manager. She reported that since this conversation has upset her, she has concerns that her family will now start to worry that another incident has occurred, as she is upset and speaking with case manager. She reported being angry that the advisor has started all of these problems for her. The case manager has no current concerns for her mental state. She has a counselling appointment in 28 days. 26th of November. Discussion with